If you and those that work around you want to have consistent looking social media posts, you can build templates and add these to a team for all team members to use over and over again. Here's how. The first thing that they need to do is to go to the team space. Now, if we scroll down the main menu here, and there's I have a team here. If you are a part of more than one team and you do not see the team listed here, you're going to need to switch to that team. And there's a couple of places that you can do that. Earlier in this course, it showed you how at the top of this menu that you can select the team name that you're in and switch to another team. The other way is to go up here to the upper right corner. That's where your account is. And from that drop down menu, you'll notice that you can switch the team right from here. Now, we're going to create a template in the H plus sport team. So we're going to stay right there. So let's go ahead and get out of that menu, go back to that team at the bottom of this menu and select it. Now, within the H plus sport team, we're going to move from designs to templates. The designs area is a place for you to keep all of those designs that you are co-editing or working on together that you're going to be posting at some time. Those may be one-off things that you're working on. The templates area, this is where you can build and store your templates and access those to build your designs from those templates over and over again, like I mentioned. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll down this templates area. You'll see that there's already some templates in here. But if we want to create a new template, we'll go ahead and select Create Template right from here. This suggested list, these are some of the things that I've been working on recently. I've tried to be smart enough to suggest the things that I might find useful. You'll notice some of these are related to social media. And if we scroll down, there are more. And if what you want to create is not listed here, you can select the plus sign and then enter the dimensions for what you want to create. Let's go ahead and scroll down to the top and select Facebook post. So here is our Facebook post template. It has not been published yet. We're just kind of in that initial draft stage of designing this. It's an empty canvas. Now over on the left, you'll see some of the things that I've been recently using or looking at. You'll notice as I'm hovering over these, it indicates if this is free or if this is something that's part of the pro subscription. You can search for specific things by typing in the search field. Now I took in sport earlier, and that's what I'm going to do again to show you some of the different templates that we can apply to this. Now, here's the one that I was looking at before, and that is the one that I want to use. I'm going to go ahead and select it. It applies that to the canvas over here. And I'm going to make a few updates. I can always come back and update this template later, especially after you learn more in this course. Now, the couple of things that I want to update for this is just to take up a text that's here. So I'm going to double click on it. I'm just going to type in quote, but you could put something in there like add your quote here or enter quote here. And then the same thing here for the name. I'm going to select the name and I'm going to just put author. All right. Now I'm going to click outside of that. You can see what it's going to look like right now. Once you're done and you are ready to publish this, and we want to publish it back to that team templates area that we were in, we can go to the upper right corner and select publish template. Notice in the add template to folder area, it lists team templates. And that is where I want this to go, right? I want it to be available to all of the team members that are part of that H plus sport team. There's a drop-down arrow though. I can also place it in one of my personal folders, like the Friday blogs, print products, or Tuesday kits. But I'm going to go ahead and click outside of this and go back into that publish template one more time because I do want it to go into my team templates, and I'm going to select publish template. We get a notification that it has been published, and if I want to view it, I can select View Template from here, or I could continue editing it. I'm going to go ahead and close this notification. Let's go ahead and close this browser tab. I'm going to go back out here to where we were in this templates area of the H plus sport team, and let's refresh this page. We're still in the templates area. Let's scroll down. And there you go. There's the new template that is ready for everyone that's a part of this team to use. Now you can start building ready for use templates for your personal use and to collaborate on with others. You can create a social media design from pretty much any template within Canva. Those could be the pre-built templates that come with Canva or templates that you have created. We're going to create a new design based on a template that we created in this course within the team. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll to the bottom of the main menu and select the H plus sport team. We're going to come on over here to the templates tab area and I'm going to browse the templates. So let's scroll through this list and then select the template that we're going to work with. It happens to be this Your Story template. Once you select it, you've got a couple choices. If you want to make changes to this template for everybody that is going to be using it in the future, you'll want to select Edit Original. If you just want to create a new design based on this template, you'll select Use this template. And that's what we're going to do. Now, what you see on the screen might look a little bit different for you than what I have here because I've got rulers turned on. That's the ruler you see here at the top and on the side. So if you'd like to use these, you can either enable or disable them from the File menu. Let's go ahead and select File, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the rulers. I'm also going to select File, and I'm going to turn the guides off for now. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to replace an image within this. So for that, we're going to zoom in before we work with this image that you see right here. So let's go to our zoom, and let's bump that up to 50%. And now we're going to work with this image. Now this image, if I select it, you might think that if we go and find a photo, we could just replace it by just clicking on that photo or dragging and dropping it. So we're going to take a look at what happens with that. Now we could come on over here to the sidebar and select photos to start searching for photos or selecting recently used photos like you see here. But why do that when instead you can, when you have something selected in this image, type in a forward slash. This is what's known as a magic shortcut. And for some of these magic shortcuts, there's a letter assigned as well. So we could type /T to bring up a text menu or /C to insert a circle shape within your image. We'll get it and scroll through the list though, because there's not a letter assigned for photos. So we'll select it from the list. And now we can type in what we're looking for or scroll what's listed here. We'd back to look for sports clothing. And we'll find what we want to insert. You can see there's several options here for us. Let's go back to the top. We're going to go with this first one. Some of these you'll notice do say pro, so you may need a pro subscription, others are free. And now look what happened. It did not replace this existing image like we wanted it to. So while that's selected still, let's press delete to get rid of it. And we could use that / to go back to that photos, and I already have it open over here from the sidebar, so I'm just going to go back here. Here's the limit I wanted to use. I'm going to left click, drag, and when that container where that existing image is, you'll notice that turquoise line around the perimeter. That means that it's recognizing that this is where you're going to drop this image. We drop it, and now we've updated that image. Let's zoom back out a little bit. So there you go. You can see what it looks like now. All right, let's select this other image. And for this one, let's zoom back in. Notice that there is a white background around this logo, but there's also white within the logo, the circles, plus sign, and the sport text. We can remove the background from any image that we're working with here in our design. Now, because I have this brand logo selected, notice that we have a toolbar here at the top. This will contextually change depending on what you have selected within your design. Let's select Edit Image. And that brings up the Edit Image pane over here. And there's that I've worked with this background remover before. That's what this BG remover is. If you've not worked with it before, you'll find it right here. There's also some other tools you can work with to adjust the brightness, contrast, saturation, and to apply filters, as well as some other tools. So let's drop this background remover. We'll select it. It is now removed to background, right? That's a little bit more than what we wanted to remove. So we can either erase more or restore some of the things that it removed. So we'll select Restore. It zooms in on the image for us. And there's where it's pixelated or grainy. That's some of what we're going to fix. Now, let's make the brush stroke wider. So we'll select right here. We can also type in the brush size. And now notice my mouse cursor. This is my brush. And look what happens as I'm going over this. Not as grainy looking, right? It is bringing back what it made transparent within this image. So we can go and apply that wherever we need to. I'm not going to do the whole thing for the sake of time. Let's go ahead and select Done. Now look at that. You can tell a difference, right? So if you continue to do that to fix the rest of this brand, and there we go. We've got a logo. We don't have to go and work with another tool to make that background transparent or go and ask somebody else, do we have a logo that's transparent or that has a different background color applied to it? Okay, next thing we need to do, let's go ahead and change the background of this image. So let's go ahead and scroll up a bit here. Let's select just this empty area here. Notice how they get that turquoise perimeter around it. That's the background. We're going to select background color from the toolbar. We can choose one of the document colors. These are the colors it kicks up in the document. then we also have our brand palettes that we can work with. So I'm going to go look as gray. Here we go. We can scroll on down in this other photo colors. So it's picking up all the colors from within this photo that match nicely. Here's our H plus sport palette, and then most default colors that you can work with as well. So that's a great way for you to change the background color of this. All right. What if you want to make sure that something is different? Is a way to delete something like your brand or your photo. So when we select this photo, we're going to go ahead and lock it. And we're going to do that from the ellipses right here. This is your more menu. And then we'll select lock. That now locks this in place to where it cannot be rotated, it cannot be moved, and it cannot be deleted until you select this container and go back up here to the menu and unlock it. One final thing, you can also resize this. So once you get everything set up the way you want for one type of a social media post, you can resize it for some other type of the social media platform post. And this is a pro feature, so you will need a pro license. We're going to select resize right here. And then you can type in the width and the height of what you want to resize this to. So let's make this 1080 by 1080, and that's in pixels. And we'll select copy and resize. That's going to keep the original and make a duplicate. If we just wanted to resize the original, we would select resize. So we'll select copy and resize. Next, we have a new browser tab right here. And this is the resized design, where of course you might need to move some of the different containers around and resize things accordingly. If we go back on over here, here's the original design that we started out with. That covers the basics to get you going with customizing your designs. Later on, of course, we'll cover features that apply to you collaborating on a design, as well as creating and delivering presentations.